Get in focus. If they make you believe absurdities, they can make you commit atrocities. I saw a video on Twitter the other day. This Stephen Goldstone threatened to murder a man who was cleaning up trash in San Francisco because he thought it was racist for people to be clean. I guess if I understand it right, he is, how do I say this politely, a mentally ill racist who hates the beautiful people of the light and their weird habit of wanting to live in a clean environment. Imagine the outrage. So what causes people like Goldstone to lose his freaking mind to the point of feeling so untouchable that he can issue public death threats? What radicalized the left wing into people like him? Well, CNN and the media did. 99% of the people in the media and behind the media are anti-you people Marxists. So people like Goldstone and Rachel Maddow, they kind of feed on each other in a cycle. Maybe if you throw Soros in there with the alphabet groups and a tinfoil hat and just kind of let the bonfire begin. Looking up, I'll have to call it Joker Planet on a wiki, because if I say the clown world too often, our masters at YouTube consider it hate speech. The magical way they do this is actually very clever. They simply find a phrase or a concept that is right of center, powerful, and capable of going viral, like Planet Joker. Then they simply say that it's istophobic. That's how easy it is for them to rule you. They never actually prove anything. If they want to shut down something like Comicsgate, they just have to say it's against the BLT people. In our low IQ, brave new world, that's all it takes. Because, hey, hashtag believe all accusers, unless they have the wrong skin tone or sex. Johnny Depp is wrong because he is XY. I wonder what would happen if Amber Heard was accusing a Hollywood purse puppy. If Johnny Depp was some African dude, I wonder what would happen. It's funny when liberal white women get red-pilled. They thought they had rank on the oppression hierarchy, but then they start learning that all these people they thought they were teamed up with actually hate them. When these white women see the mask slip and get that red pill, you can never untake it. It's like putting on the sunglasses and they live. Once you see who the goblins are, there is no going back to blissful ignorance. So many people are starting to wake up to what's going on, but they look at their jobs, their kids, their responsibilities, and decide to keep their mouth shut. But by not speaking up, they are dooming their kids to a worse America. By 2040, you will be the minority in America. Your grandkids will live in a nation that is unrecognizable. It will look like the third world. People fled the third world to escape other third worlders, but they bring themselves with them. I realize this is wrong think in this brave new world, but whatever. I don't understand why people leave the third world only to come to the first world and turn it into the third world that they left. I think when you come down to it, people are fundamentally different. Why is it that the NBA is mostly African men? Because humans are different. Is it fair that the NBA is not diverse? Most people would just say black guys are taller and faster, and because of those biological differences, are overrepresented in the NBA. Keep in mind, it's not just a race difference, it's also a sex issue. If you opened up all sports to both sexes, the men's sports wouldn't change, but all the women's sports would become men's sports overnight, because men are different from women. Oh, Bianca, how dare you say that? You know, I'm glad that men are competing in women's sports. Speaking of differences in men and women, congratulations to Birds of Prey for proving a point. It didn't bomb, but $33 million wasn't what it was supposed to make. Oh, Birds of Prey. They changed the name for some reason. Everyone keeps saying the film tanked, but maybe it'll do better in the out-of-theater sales. I assume that most superhero movies eventually make their money back in rentals and such. Why don't they just tell the actors to tone it down with the woke talking points? Hey, let's try to actually sell the movie, not scare people away. I didn't see it yet, but let me guess. All the white guys are bad. You know, I noticed the tone of these videos changes depending on what's playing in the background. There's some street preacher called Door Love who is preaching in the background, so this will probably be extra nice. Oh wait, isn't he Canadian? Being Canadian is like having pronouns in your bio. Everything is going to be taken with a grain of salt. Hey Canada, why are you flooding your country with Chinese and Muslims? Hey America, why are you doing it with third worlders? Because we're a shithole country run by clowns who want to and have successfully destroyed it. You know a comic is bad when people stop pirating it. Ignited was pirated from issues 1 to 5, then stopped. It was so bad that nobody even wanted to read it for free. Ignited with Mark Waid and Kwanzaa Christmas Tree. Two huge names in comics who are guaranteed tons of soft, friendly publicity. So you would assume that their first issue would do pretty well. After all, with their Twitter followers, you would think people would jump all over it. Except for some reason, the first issue only sold 9,000, which seems really weird. I mean, it's Mark Waid and Kwanzaa, for Pete's sakes. Shouldn't that number be 90,000? I assume that people just weren't aware of the comic, but surely the sales will pick up. But oddly enough, the sales continue to drop. Issue 3 was 3,000. Issue 5 was down to 1,500. How does a Waid-Kwanzaa team-up fail? That is inconceivable. I assume that it went to 5 issues and stopped because it was selling so poorly. Much to my surprise, it's still being made. If you follow the curve, it's below 1,000 by now. So, congratulations to them, I guess. Okay, let me pad this video out to the magical 10-minute mark. Oh, 16%. And a 90% by the critics. That's weird. I wonder why there's such a large discrepancy between the critics and the, plebeians, the proletariat, the peasants, the serfs, the common people, us. The criticism for Doctor Who are so mild and so polite. These people are so, they're so beat down and cucked, and they're such pussies. The first thing they do is they say, "Oh, I don't have a problem with the female doctor, and I don't have a problem with diversity. It's a storyline." Find your balls. Oh, hey, female doctor sucks. It's an English show. It shouldn't be diverse. It should be all English people. They are English people. How dare you? How dare you? Let me loudly virtue signal against Bianca. Whatever. I absolutely love the idea of a female doctor. I don't. However, it's the writer's fault, not the women's fault. Get fucked. There comes to times when professionals should just admit they aren't getting it done. I'm hip to a woman doctor, but not this woman doctor. Doctor Who's a man. You don't need to swap out the sexes for diversity points. That's retarded. Stop being retarded. Yeah, I just effed myself in the algorithm. It just keeps getting on worse somehow. For the love of God, change the writers and stop spoon feeding us how we should all be better people. Amen, Alex. Absolutely terrible. So, okay, they're blaming the wooden actor. Wouldn't it be better with a male actor? I'm staunchly against the unnecessary gender swap. You don't have to apologize. Here's the thing, is when you start criticizing these woke things, what I will notice is that you will immediately be subject to ad hominem attacks. Immediately you'll be a basement dweller, man baby. Like, well, what if I'm a woman? Well, you get internalized misanthropy or misogyny or something. Why don't you attack the argument and not the man? That's sexism. Whatever. So far not impressed. We know plastic, global warming, and mental health are an issue for the world today. I just wish the messages were more subtle. I also wish we could get away from the earth from a bit. Yeah, I've heard that complaint a bit. I saw a few episodes, and it was it's not even fun to watch to rag on it. It's so over the top in terms of propaganda. I can't believe that there's nobody on the set of the movie who said, you know what, maybe we're going too far. Because it's like, here's the thing, it's like with Stalin and Mao and Kim Un, there's a saying that you never want to be the first to stop clapping. So when communist dictators get applause, nobody wants to be the first to stop and sit down because they know that they're being watched. So the applause for those dictators goes on and on because people are terrified to be the first. So they have to do this. Just bend over backwards. So nobody actually working for Doctor Who turns around and says, oh, maybe we need to tone it down a little bit, because immediately they'll get attacked by their fellow idiots who work there as not being woke enough, and maybe you're really not part of the team. And the thing is, that's a problem with when you're working for people who are surrounded by sycophants. And if you're the one, it's like if you're working for Stephen King or even EVS or someone who likes to be surrounded by sycophants. They never want you to be the one person to say, oh, you know what, I don't like this idea, because then you're surrounded by a dozen people who are telling you, who want your position. They want to get rid of you, and they want to swap you out for someone to take your place who will kiss butt. And it's the thing is, if you're the head of the apex who is surrounded by sycophants, then you know that. I mean, it's already your fault for picking these people, for picking yes men to start with. Anyway, hey, not all videos are good. Some videos you just have to feed the algorithm. So like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I will see you all next episode with a better video, I promise.